My child, I know the world around you has been changing, and that society and technology have been pushing you to value freedom above all else. I understand that you want to live according to your own convictions, which are often different from what you were taught by your family and culture. Freedom, indeed, is a precious gift, but it is not a gift to be taken lightly. You are free to make choices, to walk your own path. But I ask you, my beloved, are you ready to bear the consequences of those choices? The responsibility that comes with freedom can be heavy, and I know that, at times, unexpected setbacks make you question and lose the security you thought you had. But these moments of doubt and uncertainty, my child, are not signs of weakness. They are, in fact, opportunities give you to rethink your journey, to find a path that makes you a better person. Do not fear these challenges, for they can be the beginning of a profound transformation, a chance to open your heart to me. I am here, I always have been, and I always will be waiting for you. If you allow me, I can enter your life and guide your steps, bringing you peace in the midst of storms, direction when you feel lost, and security where there is only uncertainty. All I ask is that you open the door and let me in. Do not carry this burden alone. I am here to help you, to love you, and to show you that with my guidance, you can find true freedom, the kind that comes from living in communion with me. Trust me, my beloved. Together, we can transform your life, bring light where there is darkness, and hope where there is despair. This is the place where we will meet daily to talk. Please, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you can receive a notification of my message. My beloved child, I will tell you a story that will help you better understand today's lesson. Once there was a young man named Paul who lived in a small village surrounded by mountains. From a young age, Paul was taught by his parents to follow the values and traditions of his family. He learned about respect, honesty, and the importance of living in harmony with the teachings he received. As Paul grew older, the world around him began to change. The village, which was once peaceful, was transformed by the arrival of new technologies and ideas from the outside. People began to value individual freedom more and more, and Paul started to question the life he had led up until then. He saw his friends exploring new paths, making choices that went against everything he had learned. The idea of living his way, without following the old traditions, began to fascinate him. One day, Paul decided to go in search of his own freedom. He left behind his village and family, determined to discover who he really was. In the early days of his journey, Paul felt an indescribable euphoria. He was free to do whatever he wanted, with no one to tell him what was right or wrong. The feeling of power over his life made him feel invincible. But, as time passed, Paul began to realize that the freedom he so desired came with difficult choices and unexpected consequences. He found himself in complicated situations where he had to make important decisions without knowing exactly which path to follow. The responsibility that once seemed exciting now weighed heavily on his shoulders, and Paul began to feel lost and insecure. One day, after facing yet another disappointment, Paul met an old wise man who lived in the mountains. Tired and confused, he asked the wise man for advice, hoping to find answers to his doubts. The old man looked deeply into Paul's eyes and said, "Young man, freedom is undoubtedly a precious gift, but it also requires wisdom and responsibility. You can make your own choices, but they always come at a price. The true secret to living in freedom is not just following your desires but finding a balance between what you want and what is right. For that, you need a guide, someone who can help you find your way, even in the darkest of times." Paul listened carefully to the wise man's words, and for the first time in a long time, he felt inner peace. He realized that by trying to live alone, without guidance, he had distanced himself from everything that gave him security and purpose. The young man then decided to open his heart and ask the wise man to help him find a way back home, to his true essence. Over time, Paul understood that freedom, when guided by wisdom and faith, led him to a full and peaceful life. He learned that by opening the door to divine guidance, he could make decisions with confidence, knowing that he would never be alone. My beloved child, if you are connecting with me, leave an amen in the comments. And so, my beloved child, just like Paul, I want you to know that I am always here to guide you. No matter how far you go or how confused you feel, I am always waiting to help you find your way back. True freedom is not doing whatever you want but living according to my will, which leads you to a full and peaceful life. Trust in me, and together we will walk a path of light and love. My beloved child, the journey that Paul walked is not so different from yours. I know that the world around you is full of voices telling you to follow your desires, to explore your freedom to the fullest without looking back. These voices promise you a life full of adventures and pleasures, a life where you are the sole commander of your destiny. But, like Paul, I know that behind this promise of freedom lies a harsher, more challenging reality. You were raised with values, principles that were taught to you from a young age. These values, my child, are like a map that guides you through the winding roads of life. However, as you engage with what the world offers, these values may seem outdated, even limiting. The freedom to follow your path seems much more attractive, doesn't it? The desire to discover who you really are, to make your own choices, to feel the power of controlling your life is strong, I know. And I understand because I was the one who gave you that desire. I created you with the ability to choose, to decide for yourself the path to follow. This is an immense gift but also a great responsibility. Freedom, when not guided by wisdom, can take you to places you never imagined, and often, those places are not what you expected. I see the weight you carry, the doubts that haunt you when faced with difficult choices. I see when fear paralyzes you, when uncertainty consumes you. I know you have faced situations that make you question if you are on the right path. I know that, like Paul, there are moments when you feel lost, not knowing where to go, not knowing who to turn to. Child, I am here. I have always been and always will be. When you feel lost, when the freedom you so desired becomes too heavy a burden to carry alone, remember that I am your guide, your light in the darkness. I did not give you freedom so you could live a life of confusion and despair. I gave you freedom so you could choose to follow me, so that you could find in me true peace and security. Remember Paul's story. He thought that by following his own path, by straying from the teachings he received, he would find true happiness. But what he discovered was that freedom without direction led him to despair, loneliness, and insecurity. And it was only when he opened his heart to wisdom that he found the peace he had been seeking. And with you, my child, it is no different. I love you in a way you cannot fully comprehend. My love for you is unconditional, eternal, and always available, even when you stray from me. No matter how far you go, no matter how confused you feel, I will always be here, waiting for you, ready to guide you back to the path of peace. I know that life can be frightening. I know that the responsibility of making important decisions can overwhelm you. But you do not have to carry this burden alone. You are not alone. I am your Father, your Creator, and I am here to help you, to sustain you, to show you the way. When you face challenges, when you find yourself in situations that seem impossible to overcome, remember that I am the God of the impossible. Nothing is too difficult for me. I can turn your pain into joy, your confusion into clarity, your insecurity into confidence. But for that to happen, you must trust in me. You must open your heart and let me in. There is a peace you have not yet experienced, a peace that can only be found in me. This peace is not the absence of problems but rather the presence of an unshakable certainty that no matter what happens, you are safe in my arms. This is the peace I want to give you, but it can only be yours if you choose to follow me, if you choose to let go of the illusion of control and let me be the guide of your life. My child, I created you with a purpose. You are not an accident, you are not a product of chance. You were created with a plan of love, a plan that I carefully designed before you were even born. And this plan, my beloved child, is good. It is a plan to give you hope and a future. But for you to live out this plan fully, you need to trust in me. You will need to let go of the need to control everything and allow me to guide you. I know this may seem scary. I know the world has taught you to trust only in yourself, to rely only on your strength. But, my child, you were not created to live alone. You were created to live in communion with me, to depend on me. And when you learn to do that, you will discover a strength, a peace, and a joy that the world cannot give you. I am not asking you to give up your freedom. On the contrary, I am inviting you to experience true freedom, the freedom that comes from living in communion with me. This is a freedom that does not depend on external circumstances, that cannot be shaken by challenges or difficulties. This is the freedom of knowing that you are loved, that you are cared for, that you are guided by me, the Creator of the universe. My child, I am here. I see you. I know you better than you know yourself. I know your fears, your doubts, and your deepest desires. And I am ready to help you, to guide you, to lead you to the place where you can experience true peace, true joy, true freedom. All I ask is that you trust in me. Open your heart, let me in. Let me be your guide, your counselor, your father. Together, we can face any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and you will discover that with my help, there is nothing you cannot do. I love you, my child. And I am waiting for you. I am waiting to show you how wonderful life can be when you choose to follow me. You do not have to do this alone. I am here, ready to help you, to guide you, to love you. Trust in me, my child. Let me be your guide. Together, we can transform your life, bring light where there is darkness, hope where there is despair, peace where there is turmoil. I am with you, today and always. All you need to do is open your heart and let me in. And always remember, my beloved child, that true freedom, true peace, true happiness can only be found in me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And I am here to guide you, to protect you, to love you. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Beloved child, throughout this journey, we have spoken about freedom, about the choices you make, and about the paths you walk in search of meaning, peace, and happiness. I want you to know that with every step you take, with every decision you make, I am by your side, watching, waiting for the moment when you will look to me and allow me to guide you. Life, with all its uncertainties, can seem challenging, and days can become heavy when you carry everything alone. But remember, you do not have to face these challenges alone. I am here, ready to offer you rest, to renew you, to show you a path you may not have considered yet. Sometimes, what seems like the end of a road is just the beginning of a new chapter. And that is what I want to show you. There is so much more that I desire to share with you, so much truth, so much love that I want to pour into you. This moment we are sharing is just the beginning. There is much more to come, much more that I want you to discover about me, about yourself, and about the wonderful plan I have for your life. Do you feel that peace beginning to flood your heart? It is just a glimpse of what awaits you when you choose to trust in me with all your heart. I know you may be eager to discover more, to dive even deeper into my wisdom, my love, my presence. And I tell you, my child, this is just the beginning. I invite you to continue this walk by my side, day by day, step by step. There is so much more I want to teach you, so much more I want you to experience. And at the right time, I will reveal each of these truths to your heart, clearly, in a way that will transform your life in ways you never imagined. But for now, keep everything we have talked about today in your heart. Reflect on these words, meditate on them. And when you are ready, when you feel the burning desire to know more, I will be here, waiting for you, ready to guide you in the next stage of this incredible journey we are walking together. Until then, remember, I am your refuge, your fortress, your most faithful friend. And I will never forget you, never abandon you. I will always be by your side, waiting to show you more of my love, more of my truth, more of the purpose I have for you. And when you are ready for more, I will be here, ready to continue this conversation, ready to reveal what comes next. Until then, my beloved, keep these words in your heart and know that I love you with a love that has no end. And so, I leave you with this peace, with this expectation. Because the best is yet to come. I am preparing something wonderful for you, and I can hardly wait to share it with you. I will be here every day waiting for you. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like the video. May my peace be present in your life.